Hello, everyone. Welcome to this very, very, very special live that I am holding today. And it's all about the launch of this book that is happening on September the 25th, which is next Wednesday, the Dragon Activation Light Codes book, Volume 1. What's the big deal? What's the big deal about this? What is the big deal about launching this on September 25th? Well, I'd like to share with you that there are actually 7 incredible supporters of mine that actually helped me in making this happen on September the 25th. So far, I've had the opportunity to actually share with all of you how Rochelle Harlington has helped me. And I wanted to, and I did shine a spotlight on her and how amazing, incredible she is. And as well as Dina Fortune, Gayatri Singh, and Gina Palazzo. And that is also, like, all of them are incredible stories. You just have to watch it for yourself to understand what I'm talking about. And as well as, Kevin Humphrey, unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it to a live this week. And he is an English mystic. And you can check out his website. And he has, I believe, almost 30 books on Amazon, which are dragon related. And I really appreciate him in writing a review for me for the book. And there is also earlier Mistilei Wriston. So right now, last but definitely not the least at all whatsoever, is Vin. So I have Vin here. But before I actually so-called invite him on the stage, I just want to tell all of you and share with all of you how has he contributed? Why is he a key player, one of the key players in helping me launch this book series on September the 25th? Well, he actually, I don't know if you remember this. He actually, a while back, I would say definitely over a year ago, we actually had a conversation where he said to me, he said, you know what? You're going to be writing a book. Do you remember that, Vin?
Yeah,
You
I
do?
do.
Okay. And do you remember what my response was?
Something along the lines of, nah.
Yes, I probably said, absolutely, I don't think so. I highly doubt it. I have no desire whatsoever to write a book because I have nothing to say. I said, unlike you, Vin, you have so much knowledge, so much to share with people. That's not me. I definitely have no desire to be an author, right? So it all started with that, okay? And then, of course, shortly after, about a week or two later, I would say, let's just say a week. A week later, he happens to be, we're just chatting again, I think, and he was sharing maybe this Oracle deck. And then I was going, oh, that's a cool, colorful Oracle deck. So I asked him about it. He's like, this Oracle deck, I don't have it here, but this Oracle deck is super charged. It has so much energy. It's a dragon deck. And yes, that's the deck, Gayatri's deck. And it's super charged. And yeah, wow, I don't even know if Gayatri know what she has created. It's really quite powerful. I was like, oh, if Vin said it, it must be true because I trust him. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get one. So I went to get one from Gayatri. And so shortly after, then you can actually look at the video. I'm not going to talk about that because my story with Gayatri, how she has the key, the thing that she has helped me with, with regards to launching this book. We talked about it in the video with her, so I'm not going to get into that. So that's why he actually played, Vin actually played a key role in getting this started. Okay, so I truly, truly appreciate him for being a part of this incredible journey. And what I love for people to do is I would love for you, Vin, to introduce yourself and let us know, let everyone know what it is that you currently do. Let's just say, what do you offer? Like, what do you do? Who are you? Tell us.
Thanks, Lily. That's got to be one of the least favorite questions. And you're well aware of that. So, yeah, hi, everyone. I'm Vin from Light Love Clearings. I've been around, that's what I like to say. My spiritual journey started in the early 2000s, where I got initiated into Reiki, as with most of the people who were interested in spirituality around that time. Reiki being the most accessible. So yeah, I got initiated into Reiki all the way up to masters. And I think fast forward up until 2019, 2020, that's around the time that we met, Lily, I think. Yeah, that's when the dragons started coming online for me. I went to a few psychics and they told me, you've got a lot of dragons around you. I'm like, okay, never heard of such a thing. And we know what dragons are, but to listen to someone tell you that you have dragons around you is quite something else. So I'm like, okay, cool. So what do I do with it? The message I got was to actually work with them, communicate with them, and they can help you clear stuff. So that's what I started doing. Amazing things started happening. I started coming to contact with many like-minded people, including Lily. I was introduced to a friend of mine by the name of Teen Bottles. He aligned me with a few dragons as well. And then we came across this deck. So I was looking for an Oracle deck. And I saw Gayatri's work. Okay, I thought this is so cool. So I got in contact with her and I ordered it. And the moment I placed the order, I then saw the dragons in front of me. It was like just all over, surrounding me. And it's like, whoa, I've got like 48 new friends. This is awesome. And once I received the deck, I started working with it. And it's just so powerful. Just by looking at it, I mean, I still use them on my TikTok lives every now and again. Also use them for guidance. But that is the same reason why I told you, Lily, you have to get this deck. It's extremely powerful. Each dragon is its own individual, and the light codes are just so uplifting and clearing. You just got to have it. I'm so glad that you did.
Yes. And I'm so glad that you actually told me about it, right? Because I was then guided to sit with them for at least minimum of a day each, right? And as a result, you know, many like this many books later, literally this thick, this many books, notebooks later of light codes, then this one little book, volume 1, is born. So that's why you're totally key key instrumental in for me to launch this book on September the 25th. So maybe tell us more about you, like maybe going back a little bit, like how did you even get to this energy work or any of this awakening,
Well,
whatever you want to call it, consciousness awakening?
well, yeah, that goes way back. For like myself, I was quite interested in spirituality from a very young age. We're talking around the ages of 12 years old. And I used to read books about meditation, about yoga, about martial arts, chi, prana, all of those kinds of things. Any information at that time that I could get hold of, that's what I researched, that's what I embodied. And I suppose I was lucky not so much lucky, but it's just who I am. But once I grasp into a concept or an energy field, I'm able to embody it with such speed. Um, and that's why I suggest like kind of devour all of these different kinds of books. So if there's any modality, any technique that was available, I was able to read about it. I was able to then understand it and practice it within seconds, essentially, because it's just part of who I am. So yeah, with all of that meditation, that helped me to actually release a lot of, I would say, negative energy around me. Because it's one thing, and I think a lot of people know this, when you feel totally disconnected, when you feel that hey, something doesn't feel right. It's like everything is a movie. It's like I don't belong here. Uh, all of these kinds of thoughts, as you're growing up, no one to really explain what's going on, uh, that can really build up into dense energy clouds, and that's what was actually forming around me. So, with the daily meditation, with the daily calling in the light, connecting to source, I was able to release all of those energies, and I was then able to get more in connection with who and what I am.
Oh, your video is off too. Yeah, so I'll just read some of the comments. Dina says, I love how you're honoring every Lily. Yeah, absolutely, because I truly, truly treasure all of my connections, especially the ones that are really there to assist me, go out of their way to assist me. And sometimes they don't even know that they're assisting me, but I know, I truly know that they have made a humongous difference. So that is why I will, and I definitely will honor them anytime and every time that I get. So yeah, I love doing that. There he is.
Oh, sorry, so sorry. I had a phone call. I had to attend.
Yes, no worries.
Hmm. So yeah, where were we? So sorry about that.
Yes, so you're telling us about your childhood and how
Mhm.
you were learning, you were starting to read a bunch of books, and then you start to learn different, picking up on different types of energy and
Yeah.
maybe trying to, okay.
Mhm. So one of the life-changing things which I always attribute to is Reiki. And I know a lot of people give Reiki black nowadays, but for me, that was one of the things that helped me to clear my energies. It helped me to clear my energy centers or my chakras. And yeah, totally turned my life around. And I'm glad I've taken that step because that laid the foundation to the things that actually happen to me currently, which is obviously connecting more to source, connecting with the dragons, and meeting all of these wonderful, spiritually aligned people like yourself and a whole lot of other star seeds as well. So I think some of the questions that people ask is like, okay, how do you know you're not making this stuff up? How do you know you're not crazy? For me, it becomes a case of shared reality. At the end of the day, everyone creates their reality, but as much as you create your reality, it's also co creation. So when you come in contact with someone, there is an aspect of them and an aspect of you that come together to then create something special, which is what we experienced in the 3D reality. A good example that I recently had is where people were actually able to see my dragon. Okay, so I had two different people seeing it at two different times. I think it's almost a year or two apart.
Hmm.
And they drew it. and You could say it's exactly the same way with different artistic styles, but they both saw the same dragon. And this was without me saying anything to them about it. This was um, without me giving any hints. And These two individuals, they don't even know each other. All right. So when people from other ends of the world don't know each other, see the same things spiritually, then you know you're not making things up. Then you know that we are actually living in something that's much greater than what we have been led to believe. And it's up to you to then go deeper within yourself, go deeper within source and research so that you can find the real reason as to why you're here. For me, I feel that my reason why I'm here is to anchor in the light. I like to bring in a lot of light, I like to share a lot of light. And that's just me. But what is your purpose? What do you want to do? And I think this is where these the dragon deck, the Guardians of the Truth, as well as the volumes that you're going to publish, is going to be very helpful for people. We have a lot of distractions. We know that, and not just with social media, but there's a host of other different types of frequencies that's surrounding the planet. Uh, Not just spiritual frequencies, but I would dare to say things like different types of radiation. Let's talk about electromagnetic fields, microwave radiation, not really the most useful or helpful things for a human body. But if there's detrimental frequencies, then there's also positive frequencies that can help you neutralize this, as well as up your own frequency so that you then start to create your reality in a much more constructive way. And this is why I'm excited for the rest of the volumes that you're going to release.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And you mentioned Reiki. A lot of times people ask me this as well. What is the difference between Reiki and light language healing, in your opinion?
It comes down to a person's individual likes and needs. Okay, at the end of the day, it is both a form of energy healing, it is both a form of energetic communication. Because essentially, you are channeling energy, you're bringing the light, and light does have information, it does have codes, which then perform specific tasks. Okay, so Reiki, the way it works with traditional Reiki is that you become the channel for this energy. So you're connecting to another source and you bringing that channeled energy through your own body, okay, through your hand chakras or through your heart chakras, just depending on what type of Reiki you're doing, and you send it to someone else, right, with a specific intention. That intention can be to raise their vibration. That intention can be for healing. It can be all of these different types of things. Light language is also a form of energetic healing. However, light language would be more physically manifest. For example, you will have spiritual codes, spiritual information, spiritual energy that you are then translating and manifesting to 3D reality by virtue of sound. So, how do you know it's manifest? Because you can either see it, you can touch it, you can feel it. In terms of light language, if it's spoken, then yes, you can hear it. With other types of light language, for example, the writings that you've actually done, you can see it, and then that then affects your brain, it affects your meridians, it affects your entire energy center with a specific coding that you bring in. So it comes down to, once again, what kind of upgrade or what kind of experience do you want to have? You can still have the energetic experience, which still has coding, which can also be a form of light language as well, because you are channeling light. Or the more direct way which you can actually use it is to use your dialect, is to use your voice, because your voice affects your brain in a much more specific way. Your voice also has a specific vibration that affects your energy field in a much more specific way. And as much as I like channeling energy, as much as I like sending Reiki and different types of energy frequencies, I found that with the spoken light language word, and even your written light language words, the speeds at which the transformation happens, it's much, much quicker. And that's just my experience. Obviously, people will have different experiences, but personally, what I've felt is that it's much more quicker.
Yes, I actually feel the same as well. And I think it may have to do with the fact that light language is a type of soul dialect, depending on what kind of vibration is coming through. So it actually goes directly to the soul and cells, right? And
Mhm.
so maybe as a result, it's a lot faster. And especially if you can combine it with quantum healing, with light language, the effect is a lot quicker, like what you said, right?
Mhm.
Because to me, it's kind of multi-layered healing. Is just not just one type, right? One type of healing that you're bringing through. It's quite a few types. It's the
Yeah.
vibration, it's the soul going directly to your soul, it's the light codes that you're saying all the information, right? As well as the quantum healing energy itself.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, yeah. So I love that you, oh, it's 222 here. I love the fact that you've actually suggested for anyone that is interested in experiencing this, maybe you'll go ahead, I'll follow your lead because that was your idea. It was a good idea.
Uh, yeah. So as we mentioned before, right? Um, with a lot of energy healers and a lot of light workers, we create very powerful thought forms, and the reason it becomes so powerful is because of the frequencies that we vibrate at. All right. So those thought forms, they become much more denser, and they're then able to affect you in a much more meaningful way. And what's cool about light language is that when you create a thought form and when you set a specific intent, when you use that in combination with any type of light language, it then gives that density uh, much more substance. That's what I'm looking for. So we, I think it's good for us to play with, an energy form that I created with the help of my dragon team. This is called a dragon egg. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to get much for creativity, but essentially that's what it looks like and that's what it'll feel like. And this is an energetic structure that I normally place around an aura, or I place around a person, or I place around myself. The intention behind this is to actually shield you from any other detrimental energies. So we know there's a lot of communication type energies that's flowing in and out through us at all times. And our brain and nervous systems are basically tools and devices to pick up on these energies. And sometimes we get so accustomed to all of these energies that our brain just kind of filters these types of things out. So to give you a sense of how this actually works, I'm just going to create an energy field around everyone here, and you can then feel the difference. Right. So I'm not sure how many people are online, but it's fine. So I'm just going to invite everyone to take a deep breath in, exhale, and you can close your eyes for a bit and notice your mind, notice your body, and for around everyone listening and everyone who will see the recording, we now activate a dragon egg around everyone here now. So as I activate that, I'm then going to give it more substance by using light language. Satra shutru rielak yana sutru marlielak utruasiti la shatra alak rial. Yakri shutru riela sutru shutru alhalia yelak yana utruarila mar urula hilla krashatarana rur. And you're going to notice that you're going to be inside this shell, this device. And almost immediately, you should feel that your body's a lot more quieter, that your mind is a lot more quieter, that there's less pushing energies upon you, because this egg is now shielding all which is absent of love, all that does not serve your highest good, and all which is not yours to be burdened with, reflecting those energies away from you. And we're going to call forth the guardians of truth, the dragons of the deck that we mentioned. And we're going to set the intention to clear your energy field from any attachments. Clear your mind from any obsessive thought forms. And just to raise your energy levels and life force in your body now, and take a deep breath in. Exhale. And open your eyes. So that was around 1 or 2 minutes, but notice the difference in how you feel. Notice your mind, notice how your brain feels, notice how your body feels. And this is what energy work does. It affects you in ways that you may not see, but you may definitely be able to feel it.
I love that. Thank you. Because every time that you walk me through one of your energy, how do you call this? Energy, like
Like
every
these guided meditations?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, sort of. I can really truly feel it, right? Because even just now, when you said the egg, for my dragon egg, the way that it actually emerged is actually from my heart space. So it actually came from inward out. So it wasn't like a dragon egg just went like a shield. It wasn't. For me, it was more like inside. I can actually see the it's a golden white. It's actually golden white and it starts to expand. And then it then became like an oval light, like an egg, right? Like around me. So that's how my egg was formed. And I know everyone will have a different experience. That was my experience, so that was really cool. Because just like the other energy, if you remember this time, where remember how Gina just gave me her painting of
Yeah, I remember that.
yourself? Yes, and we were chatting, and I said, "Oh, Gina just gave me my higher self painting," right? And I showed it to you. I sent it to you. And you're like, "Oh, would you like to connect to the dragon? I know you can, but do you want to do it now?" I'm like, "Sure, let's do that." and and it was just so interesting because I did talk about this with Gina yesterday too. I think when we're in the park during the live, that was an incredible experience because I don't know if you recall, but what happened was you're like, okay, you're like connecting me to the dragon, right? To that dragon and the painting. And then you're like, what do you feel? I was hesitant because I'm going, that doesn't make sense what I'm feeling. I said, okay, I'm just going to say it anyways. I said, the dragon is trying to jump on my lap. Want me to hold it? Because my arms are so sore, like my over here is so sore, like my shoulders are like really, really sore. And then you're like, that makes sense. I'm like, what? And then you're like, that's a baby dragon that she drew. And in the painting, right? And I was like, I am holding in the painting, right? Like holding on to the baby dragon, or the baby dragon was there. And and I was going, oh, it never dawned on me that the dragon she drew was a baby dragon, because I just didn't really take in the size. All I did was, oh, okay, it's a female, Asian female, and a dragon. It didn't dawn on me that normal dragon size is like humongous compared to a person, right? So it never dawned on me that I was a baby. So that was such a cool experience.
Yeah, I actually do remember that day. And yeah, funny enough, you mentioned this little specific type of dragon because depending on the messages that they want to bring to you and depending on what they want to clear, they can appear to people in different ways. For myself, I almost never ever get them like little or kind of playful. For me, they're always like serious and they're like large. Probably because that's how I've been conditioned watching all of these dragon movies and Game of Thrones and all of that kind of stuff. Um, but each person is different, and I think that's what's amazing about the times that we're living in is that we shouldn't be comparing our experiences to other people because you're here on your own mission, you're here on your own journey, and you can experience things the way you experience things. And once again, just to reiterate, this is a co-creation. You are co-creating with other people. You are co-creating with the dragons and the other beings if you choose to connect with. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And it's so true, right? Because sometimes if you don't remind people of that, they might start comparing and say, oh, I didn't experience that. Maybe I missed the boat, like I missed it, right? But you're absolutely right, right? Everybody will experience it differently. That is for sure, for sure. So, what other things, what are you working on right now? Because I know you have so many different modalities, you know, so many different things. What are you working on right now that you'd like to share with us?
I suppose the biggest thing I'm working on right now is I like revisiting older stuff. Um, every now and again, that tends to happen. But like currently, I'm really focusing on channeling source dimensional energy in the form of pure love. So filling myself up with that energy, sending it out. I know it sounds pretty basic, but sometimes you need to go back to your basics. And that's what I did, um, 4 or 5 years ago to get to the point where I am now. So yeah, that's pretty much been my go-to for the last couple of weeks. And I think a lot of people, they want to share the love that they have throughout the entire world and through the people that they come in contact with. But a lot of people do not spend time to actually receive that same love back. Uh, that's something that I also am working on within myself. It's something that I do recommend other people do as well. So you sit down, you get in a state of relaxation, you get in a state of receptivity, and you allow that energy to enter your consciousness. You allow it to enter in to all of the cells of your body. And as it starts to then overflow, it then starts to radiate out into the rest of the world. So it's what I'm busy with is getting to the point to remind myself not to neglect myself. And I think that's a good message for other people as well. Don't neglect yourself. At the end of the day, you can only be as helpful to everyone else if you are at your best. So always do the steps to make sure that you are at your best, that your mind is taken care of, that your heart is taken care of, that your health is taken care of. And when you are at your best, you are then able to offer the best service to everyone else around you. So yeah, channeling love. That's one of the things. But apart from that, I've also done emotional freedom technique tapping. I've done a few quantum stuff, where we actually get into the quantum realm and work in those energetic patterns. And then obviously, bringing the energy that my friends bring, and friends meaning my friends on the other side. So yeah, these would be the guides, these would be the dragons, these would be the spirit family. And Essentially, for me, it's about holding space. So it's a very difficult question as well. So I think you know that as well.
But what you said earlier was right, like self
Mm-hmm.
love is so important, right? Because once your cup is full, you're able to assist others fully, right? Or else it's kind of difficult because you yourself is not fully charged, right? Like not a fully charged battery, so to speak. Yeah. So that is so true. What if, let's just say people, if they are curious about dragons and that they would like to connect with them, or how can they tell if dragons are close by? Because often people, what I hear people say is, when Dina and I had the conversation earlier, our lives, she would say, "Oh, this all started with a cloud in the sky, a dragon cloud in the sky," and Gina also, the day that we met for the live, she also showed me a picture. She goes, I just saw a dragon in the sky too. So many people often will explain that that is how they know the dragons are near or they're there. And as well as, or even any kind of pictures, any kind of figurines, and so on and so forth. That is how dragons connect with them. And so, what would you suggest? Like, if people may even have doubt and go, really, that's how you connect with a dragon? How would I know dragons are there? Or if they want to connect with dragons, like, what would you share with them? How can they do that? Or if they have doubt, they're like questioning that cloud, seriously, like a picture, really, like what would you say to people like that who have that mindset?
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. And I'm going to start by giving you my generic answer that I always do for this type of question, which is get back to your basics. All right. So the first thing that you want to do is be secure within your own energy, be secure within your own source, be secure within your own divine creator. And basically, what that means is that you need to do your regular anchoring and grounding every single day, twice a day, if you can help it. In fact, twice a day should be the bare minimum. What that will then do is it will enable you to be secure within yourself. It'll enable you to be safe. It'll enable you to be strong so that you know who you are. All right. Once you know who you are then able to safely connect to other beings. Okay. Dragons included. So you want to call upon the dragons of the highest vibration or any type of being that you want to call upon. Always call upon the ones of the highest vibration. Because human language and understanding is a bit different, right? So you can call upon a dragon and that might be somebody else's thought form. It's still a dragon, but it's not the one that you want to connect with. You want to connect to the ones with the highest vibration. So you do this by setting your intention. I set my intention and I'll connect to the dragons of the highest vibration. I ask that you come into my space for the purposes of strengthening my communication and my awareness with you. And it can be as simple as that. You can also set the intention for them to give you regular signs that they are on with you. For example, in the clouds, I've taken some fantastic cloud pictures of dragons, and it's unmistakable that this is a dragon. This is not your brain putting together a cloud that looks like a dragon. This actually looks like dragons, right? So you will hear things about dragons on the radio. You will see it on the television. People will mention it. It'll come into your awareness, just the way that you mentioned. But once again, going back to what I mentioned, uh, get solid within yourself, and then you call them in. So how do you know that you are connecting with the dragon? Once again, you call it in, and then you expand your awareness to actually connect with that energy, and you notice what that energy feels like, and notice how that energy makes you feel. For example, call in a dragon in front of you. And then ask yourself, what does this feel like? Pay attention to your heart. Pay attention to the skin around you.
Could you help us do that now?
Oh, yeah, we can.
Okay, all right.
Surprise.
That would be so cool, so cool. Okay, yeah. All right.
Great. So for these specific exercises, I would call upon the 13 Solar Dragon Kings. All right. So let's invite everyone to take a deep breath in and exhale. Once again, reaffirming the dragon egg around us of impenetrable protection and asking that this space around us is totally clear of any other detrimental energies, energetic structures, and beings. And as meant and as appropriate, we call forth the 13 Solar Dragon Kings of the highest vibration to be in front of us now. And notice how the space around your body shifts. You may feel the pressure. You may feel heat. And you may get a sense of a personality or a presence. The very same way that you would with a person. And we're going to ask these dragons to assist us with clearing a stuck pattern. So think about something that you'd like to shift in your life, in your reality. And when you think about this issue, you're going to feel a physiological response. It's going to be a feeling in your body. Notice what it feels like. Notice where it is. And now simply ask these dragons to help you to clear this pattern physically and energetically from your field and yourselves. Now pay attention to the area that you felt that stuck energy. And notice what's different. Notice what starts to shift. Notice how your identity changes as you release this pattern to embody and embrace a new state of being. Thanking them, breathe in, exhale, and so it is.
Thank you. Whew.
So here's the thing about connecting to dragons. When we think about a person that we know, or when we meet someone for the first time, we get an impression, we get a sense, we get a feeling. So the next time we think about that person, even if they're not in the room, we're going to get the same sense, that same presence. And it's exactly the same process that you can use to feel and sense a dragon.
I love that analogy, actually. That's a really good analogy. Yeah, because that's really relatable, actually. Very, very relatable. Yeah, so for me, my visual was I did actually see flames, orange flames with yellow. But it wasn't actually hot to the touch or anything. It was just orange, yellow outline, but orange flames. Um, yeah, that was cool.
So for me, what initially came up when I called them in is I could feel that pressure, that spiritual pressure. So I could feel that energy just radiating back onto me, onto my skin, like a dense pressure. That's how it showed up for me.
Okay, yes. And when you mentioned sensing, then I also sensed pressure. I would say hard to breathe. For me, it was
Mm-hmm.
like harder to breathe. Maybe it's called anxiety because I'm not sure. I've luckily never really experienced anxiety. So maybe it could be considered that like I feel like I have to go like that pressure here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah. Interesting. And also different dragon energy is different too, right? But in
Oh
general,
yeah,
there is a similarity, but yet it's different.
yeah. I mean, you and I, we've connected with many different types of dragons. Water dragons, fire dragons, earth dragons, and once again, you will feel the difference in the quality in the way the energy flows through you, the way the energy builds upon your skin and makes you feel. But there's a very unmistakable presence that the dragons bring, even though the energies are a bit different. It's almost like a personality kind of thing, but not quite, but just a presence.
Mm, cool. And I think you have something that you offer on Sundays. Can you tell us more about that? I know you offer a lot. Like maybe tell us more about the Sunday one first, and then tell us about the other ones.
Yeah, people can go to my website. It's there on the
I'll type it
title.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
There's a couple of
Um,
different things that I offer. But yeah, every
so you have
Sunday,
the website? Actually, let me just type it in again, anyways. I know it's probably on the screen, but I'm gonna do it again.
um, I can type it in.
Okay, because I want to put on the banner for you.
Cool. I'll put it into the chat. So every
You did.
Sunday
Okay.
at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, it's a group Zoom session where essentially what we do is we connect people to source energy. And with that, we go through the body's systems. Okay, so when I say the body systems, for example, your skeletal system, your muscular system, respiratory system, um, your circulatory system, all of the body systems. We bring in source light to saturate the frequency of love. And I also hold space with some of my guides or my spirit family. One of them being uh, from a golden order, and the other one is from a divine order template. They're sort of responsible for resetting reality into its divine order template. So we bring that in, and it's about half an hour to 45 minutes, just depending on what's happening there. And once you kind of saturated in this frequency of love, we then project that same energy into the future. So it's for the coming week. So we will send it to yourself for the coming week. We will send it to all of the situations, for all of the circumstances, for everyone that you're going to meet. It's just a projection of that love into the future. So yeah, that's the Sunday sessions.
Okay, so that's Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, I think you said, right?
2 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah.
2 p.m. Eastern time. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then you also offer many other services. Could you tell us more?
Yeah, I could tell us. So I also do like a kind of a monthly support thing as well. So one of the type of modalities that I do is also grace healing. So with grace healing, essentially we connect you to source to clear away abusive programming in your cells. And that is done 24/7 for the duration of the time that is set. So generally it's on offer for 33 days. So for 33 days, 24/7, you're going to be receiving clearing and healing directly from source. And included in that package, what I started to do is to um, add something that we call uh, the sphere of enlightenment. So the sphere of enlightenment is also managed by dragons. And what that does is to clear you of any detrimental energies around you and also to create portals in front of you and above you. So the portals, what they do is they send energy to you from source and from Gaia, and any detrimental energy that's in your field, that's in your body, that needs to go to source and needs to go to Gaia for rehabilitation, that is then done so as well. So this can also be activated daily for the duration of that. Uh, Part of the other things that I do offer is light body upgrades. So essentially, your energetic body has potentials for different types of expressions. And what the light body upgrade does is to activate those kinds of expressions within you. It just brings you much more aligned with your sovereignty, much more aligned with your purpose. And with certain cases, you can actually skyrocket your spiritual abilities and psychic abilities because that also removes blocks in the energy field. I've also got something that I call a focus session. So you come to me with any issue that you're experiencing, and we do a clearing around that. And this session will include uh, what are the root causes, what are the blocks, where they're coming from. And apart from that, we run through your body's energy system. So we're going to clear your meridians, your chakras, as well as ancestral clearings, and also the clearing of any detrimental guides that you might have picked up along the way. So yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell.
And are you still on TikTok on a regular basis?
I do go on. I haven't been on as regularly as I was before, but I am still going on to TikTok. I have been there twice already this week, and my handle is Vin Dragonheart.
Okay, let me put it on. I love the banner. It's so humongous. It's like, whoa, I can't miss it. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that, because definitely if people want to reach out to you, now they know how they can connect with you. But before we hop off, I want to read what it is that you have written for this book, your review. And hold on a second, let me get to the page. Okay, so this is from Vin. He said, "It's not an ego thing when I say that I carry a lot of light and energy. My interest in the spirit realm for the last 30 years or so have led me to the level that I am as a source worker. Therefore, with certain types of modalities from other healers, I feel little to no difference. At certain levels, only high-level source workers can assist other source workers with certain situations. Lily Lee is such a person. Her light language is amazing. Not only is it amazing to watch her codes chip away at densities from other people, I also have experienced her written light language firsthand with her dragon codes, light language channeled in conjunction with high frequency dragons. As I looked through a specific set of dragon codes, they activated something in my third eye area once I got to the end of the script. I could feel and hear a whirling in the middle of my brain. The buzzy feeling then expanded throughout the rest of my brain, asking my spirit what was happening. I was told recalibrating and defragging. It made perfect sense to me as I could feel my levels of clarity and commitment to my path renewed, in addition to my brain circuitry feeling energized. As she is trusted by my spirit team, my consciousness drifts off when she shares her codes with me. I can assure you that there's only a handful of people that can give me that experience. I am forever grateful to have met her and to have experienced the high level coding she brings through. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, let's just say for people that do not really know about dragons and they don't really know about light language, light codes, energy healing, or any of that, would this even benefit them? What do you, in your opinion?
It definitely would benefit people because um, it's in a physical form. There's 3D manifest. It's high codes that can then be translated much more easily into your physical body, into your emotional state, into your consciousness. So definitely you would be able to get the benefit from it. And a good analogy for that is that we have cellular phones, and you may not understand how it works, but you're then able to receive signals and then communicate with other people around the world with it. And it's the same things with these light codes. You are able to connect with it, and even if you don't understand how it works, it is going to affect you on a cellular level. It's going to affect you on a mental and a consciousness and emotional level as well. So I would highly recommend that you get a copy.
Thank you. Thank you, Vin. We have one more minute. Is there anything else you would like to share with all of us before we hop off?
Yeah, I suppose I would. One of the biggest things that you could do for yourself today is to be kind to yourself. Give yourself the love, give yourself the support, give yourself the gift of being who you are in the moment.
I love that. Thank you so much, Vin, again, for obviously not just being here right now, but for all the things that you have helped me along with my journey, right? And all of the definitely, of course, with this book again, with the launch, the actual launch of this book, how it all started. and again, the launch date for this is September the 25th, next Wednesday, and I will have a exclusive something going on that day, only for 24 hours though. So put this in your calendar and watch out for the link, and that should be available first thing in the morning, EST, that's my time, or Eastern time. And thank you again, everyone here, for being with us, for hanging out with us, and interacting and commenting and sharing this space with us. I always love to hang out with all of you. And again, thank you so much, Vin. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Okay, you're so welcome. Bye, everyone.